Aloha, this is Dr. Chris Colgin of Optimal Health Members, and today we're going to talk about the importance of why we should take Nitric Boost on a regular basis. But before we get into it, please smash that thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so that you continue to get healthy and helpful information to help your wellness needs. Nitric Boost, this is a nutraceutical that we recommend from a company called Cairo Nutraceutical. Why do we like Cairo Nutraceutical? Well, first of all, let's talk about this. They make some of the most amazing supplements on the market, and it's actually a nutraceutical classification because of the raw ingredients they use. They're organic, they've been tested multiple times for purity, and the one thing about this company is if they don't test right, they say, send all the raw materials back, we're not going to make a product until we get things that are tested the right way. They're all about safety, efficacy, and also for our own well-being. But what really stands out from other Nitric Boost or other nitric oxide producing supplements is that this particular nutraceutical contains S7. Now, S7, what it does, it basically allows the body to produce nitric oxide at over 230 more percent. So when you're taking it from an exogenous standpoint, you're getting that nitric oxide, right? But endogenously from within, it's going to produce 230, 240% more nitric oxide than other quote-unquote leading nitric oxide producing products. Why do people take this? Well, there's a couple reasons why. One is it's mostly to enhance circulation. So what are the benefits of circulation? Well, it's always a benefit when you have more circulation, okay? Anytime you have more blood flow, every organ in your body, every system in your body benefits. The brain benefits, your vision, your heart, your lungs, your limbs, nerves, everything benefits. But most importantly, your arteries benefit, right? Because your arteries, due to the constant bombardment of toxins, free radicals, things that are just constantly attacking our body, what this particular product does is it helps dilate the blood vessels so more blood flow is accessible. Now, a couple things you want to understand what the inner wall of an artery looks like over time due to oxidative stress and poor nutrition. So I have one right over here. This is what this artery looks like, and the one thing about it is there's a little, it's kind of like a tube, right? So, and these arteries are in different sections, all right? So this is what a normal artery looks like, as you can see right there. See, this is the outer wall of the artery. This is the lumen, all right? The inner wall of the artery here, this is called the endothelium, and the endothelium contains these things called endothelial cells, and these cells are basically these like gateways of where gas is released in the artery, and that gas is a nitric oxide gas. The purpose of that nitric oxide gas is to maintain flexibility within the artery and basically allow the inner wall of the artery to be smooth like Teflon. So when the heart is beating and pumping, it's pumping effortlessly and blood is just flowing naturally. But over time, things happen, right? Especially as we get older. Well, over time, the artery, as you can see here, some things start to cake up on it. It might be easier if you see it this way. And this is kind of like cholesterol, other particles. So instead of the inner wall of the artery being smooth like Teflon, it's now becoming more like a Velcro. As blood is flowing, particles are starting to stick to it, and they start to mount and build, and the artery progressively gets a little harder and more stiff. More, but a lot more. So now you could see the inner walls of the artery getting caked on, right? With all kinds of harm. Now the artery is getting, let's say, stiffer, and now the heart has to really pump harder. It's now forcing blood into the artery, causing the heart to work that much more, right, than just pump effortlessly. And this is where things start happening with cardiovascular disease, high blood pressure, because now the pressure inside the artery is building. There's less room for things to move around. So the body's in almost at this state of emergency of like, hey, we got to get that blood through and we got to pump it through. We got to force it through now rather than just pumping effortlessly and letting that blood just flow. The end result, right? If this is untreated over time. And this is otherwise known as a clot. And this artery is technically just 100% blocked. This is what we call a myocardial event or myocardial or a heart attack, all right? And you're lucky if you're the 35% to talk about it afterwards, okay? So this is how the progression of heart disease happens. What nitric oxide does, it helps limit the production of this, keeping your arteries smooth, keeping more circulation going. It's good for the brain. It's good for your blood pressure. It's good for all kinds of things. And I can't emphasize enough. If you're not taking this and you have blood pressure issues, or if you have high cholesterol, or if you have a history of heart disease, or a stroke, or a heart attack, start taking this nutraceutical from Cairo Nutraceutical. It is amazing. It will increase your longevity. It will actually help your body heal again and regenerate and do things, along with an anti-inflammatory meal protocol, so you could start thriving again and feeling like yourself. I know that after, everyone's unique and different in what happens after a heart attack or a stroke, but the one thing is, you just got to remember, the body always wants to heal. And if we give it the tools it needs, the nutrition it needs, it eventually will. And like I said, drugs are there to help us with certain things, but they're not the end-all be-all to keep you healthy, because like any drug, it's a toxin, and that builds when you take it days, weeks, and months, and that leads to other things that then you have to take more drugs for to counteract the direct effects from the original drugs you were taking. You get the idea. So we got to build a foundation. You got to start making decisions in your life that can be very difficult ones, but you got to decide, which way am I going? Am I going to start making better health decisions? Am I going to get guidance from someone who can help me? You don't have to be perfect, but you have to make an effort to start making changes. And those little changes you make over time become habits, and those habits you get over time become success in anything you do. All right? That's the important thing about taking Nitric Boost. It enhances oxygen to the cells and circulation. This is also very effective if you're a type 2 diabetic, because with diabetes, guess what? Your arteries are constricting. And when your arteries are constricting, you're not getting blood flow. What's the worst place for blood flow for any diabetic? It's going to be in the feet, in the hands, and sometimes the shoulders, because those are parts of the body that are furthest from the heart. Your feet, for example, always get affected because they're furthest from the heart. They're weight-bearing because we're standing on them, using them. But if we don't take care of our blood vessels, we don't start taking better care of ourselves, those blood vessels constrict. We're not getting the nutrients and blood flow to our feet, and also the nerves, and then the nerves don't respond the way they're supposed to, and now our feet are numb. And what's the next thing that happens with seniors when they can't feel their feet? They trip, they fall, they break a hip. It's horrible. Start taking better care of ourselves. Let's improve circulation in the body, because when you improve circulation, everything benefits, everyone benefits, and especially you benefit. So I hope you found that of use. If you want to learn more information about us, or you'd like to talk to us more about how we can improve your circulatory and cardiovascular health naturally, and we work with the other doctors too. Don't get me wrong, this is not a one-all be-all type thing. Everyone has a unique and different thing going on, and we run very comprehensive blood work to make sure that you get whatever you need. And just remember, in the end, the body always wants to heal. All right, thank you. Aloha.